Genesis chapter 5 and 6. I hope you are all comfy and ready for today's Bible story. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in and out. Let the story begin. God created people in His likeness. He created male and female. He blessed them and called them humans. At the age of 130 years old, Adam had a son named Seth. Seth was exactly like his father. Adam lived another 800 years after Seth was born. Within those years, Adam had other sons and daughters. He then died at the age of 930 years old. At 105 years old, Seth's son Enosh was born. Seth lived another 807 years after Enosh was born. He also had other sons and daughters after Enosh. Seth died at the age of 912 years old. At 90 years old, Enosh had a son and named him Kenan. Enosh lived another 815 years after Kenan was born. He too had other sons and daughters in that time. At 905 years old, Enosh had passed away. When Kenan was 70 years old, he had a son named Mahalalel. Kenan lived another 840 years after having Mahalalel. He too had other sons and daughters and passed away at the age of 910 years old. At 65 years old, Mahalalel had a son named Jared. Mahalalel lived for 830 years after the birth of Jared and had other sons and daughters too, then passed away at age 895. When Jared was 162 years of age, he had a son named Enoch. He lived another 800 years after the birth of Enoch, had other sons and daughters as well, and died at the age of 962. At 65 years of age, Enoch had a son named Methuselah and lived another 300 years after the birth of his son, in close fellowship with God. He too had other sons and daughters. He enjoyed a close relationship with God and lived for 365 years, then suddenly disappeared when God took him. Methuselah had a son named Lamech at the age of 187 years. He lived 782 more years after the birth of his son, had other sons and daughters in this time, and passed away at age 969 years. Lamech was 182 years old when his son Noah was born. Lamech gave his son the name Noah, because he will bring us relief from the painful labor of farming on the ground that the Lord had cursed. Lamech lived 595 years after the birth of Noah, had other sons and daughters. He then passed away at the age of 777 years. When Noah had reached 500 years old, he had 3 sons named Shem, Ham, and Japheth. As the population began to rapidly grow on earth, the sons of God saw the beautiful women of the human race and picked whichever they wanted to be their wives. Then the Lord said, "My spirit will not put up with humans for such a long time, as they are all mortal flesh. In future, they will live no longer than 120 years." In those days, and even after giants lived on earth, whenever the sons of God slept with a woman, they would have children that became the heroess. The Lord had observed the extent of the people's wickedness. He saw that all their thoughts were totally and consistently evil. The Lord felt sorry that He had ever made them. God's heart was broken. God then decided that He will wipe out the human race that He created, along with all the animals and birds too. But Noah found favor with the Lord. This is the history of Noah and his family. Noah was a righteous man. the only blameless man on earth at that time. Noah consistently followed God's will and enjoyed a close relationship with him. Shem, Ham, and Japheth were Noah's 3 sons. The earth had become corrupt in God's sight. It was filled with violence. God had observed the corruption in the world. All he saw was violence and depravity. So God then said to Noah, I have decided to destroy all living creatures, as the earth has been filled with violence because of them. Yes, they will all be wiped out from the face of the earth. Build a boat from resinous wood and seal it with tar, both on the inside and the outside. Build decks and stalls throughout the interior. Make it 450 feet long, 70 feet wide, and 45 feet high. Make an opening all around the boat, only 18 inches below the roof. Put 3 decks inside the boat, creating a bottom, middle, and upper level, and put a door on the side. I will create a flood on earth that will destroy everything, but I will solemnly swear to keep you and your family safe on this boat. Bring a pair of every kind of animal, male and female, to keep them alive. Pairs of each kind will come to you on this boat. Remember enough food for you all. Noah did everything exactly as God asked him.